Today, we're going to break down a platform called Csave Online. The goal here is pretty simple, to get a really clear picture of what it is, how it works, and maybe, just as important, what it is not, all based on what they say themselves. So, let's just dive right in.
All right off the bat, we get the most important distinction. Csave Online says it is a membership platform, a tool for building habits, and a financial coordinator. And on the flip side, it makes it super clear that it is not a bank, it's not a lender, and it's not an investment company. This separation is absolutely key to understanding their whole model.
So what on earth is a financial coordination platform? Well, according to them, it's a system for members, not customers, and it's built to help you create consistent contribution habits. The real magic words here are structured and schedules. It's all about getting into a predictable, steady routine.
And this really gets to the heart of it. This isn't about complicated financial wizardry or anything like that. It's about one thing: consistency. The entire system is literally designed to get you to take simple, repeatable actions week in and week out until that participation just becomes a normal habit. This leads to the obvious question, right? If it's all about participation, what does it actually look like for someone who signs up? How do you go from joining to, actually building that habit?
Well, the process is broken down into 4 pretty straightforward steps. First, you join as a member. Easy enough. Second, you choose the contribution level you're comfortable with. Third, and this is really the core of it, you follow a set weekly schedule. And finally, the platform gives you tools so you can track your own progress over time.
Okay, so after a member has been showing that consistency for a while, the platform introduces something new. But this isn't available on day one. It's an option that only opens up after a period of steady, active participation. And that something is called early access. Now, we really need to look at this term closely because the platform has some very specific rules and conditions attached to it. So let's break down exactly what this means inside their system.
This timeline lays it all out pretty clearly. A member starts participating on day 1. For the next 12 weeks or so, the entire focus is on keeping that weekly consistency going. It's only after 90+ days of that consistent participation that a member becomes eligible to even submit a request.
And just being eligible is only the first part of the puzzle. Early access is a request. It's not some kind of automatic withdrawal. It requires you to have an active membership, it's based on your participation history, and every single request gets reviewed individually. And here's the big one: access is explicitly not guaranteed.
This brings us to another really critical question. If Csave Online is so clear that they are not a bank, what does that actually mean for the security of your information and the way your contributions are handled? It's a fair question.
Well, the answer is in this direct quote from their site, and honestly, it couldn't be clearer. Because Csave Online does not hold, custody, or manage customer funds. That means the platform itself is not the one holding onto the money. So, if they aren't, who is?
And the answer to that is all payments are handled by separate, regulated third-party providers. So Csave Online coordinates the participation, but the actual financial transactions, those are processed by companies that operate within the regulated financial system.
And beyond just the payment processing, they talk about other security measures pretty seriously. This includes things like using encrypted connections to protect your data, a strict policy of not selling your personal data, and using other industry-standard safeguards to keep user information safe.
So when you start to put all these pieces together, the whole membership model, the strict weekly schedules, the rules around eligibility, the security setup, you see that every single piece has been designed to serve one specific central goal.
And here it is, their mission. Stated very plainly, our mission is to help members build consistent financial participation habits through structure, accountability, and transparency. So every feature we just talked about is basically a tool that's meant to support one of those pillars: structure, accountability, or transparency.
So let's just boil it all down. What are the key takeaways for a member? Well, Csave Online is a system for making scheduled contributions. It gives you tools to track your progress, it operates under very clear rules and eligibility guidelines, and at the end of the day, the focus is on building long-term financial discipline.
And this really leaves us with one final question to think about, which is the central idea of the whole platform. Is this kind of external structure and this kind of scheduled participation really the key to building personal financial consistency? Now that's the idea worth chewing on.